All right, y'all. Welcome to Backwoods Life Podcast. I'm Michael. If you've heard this thing before, you know I'm not really good at keeping up with numbers, so I really don't remember what episode this is. It's in the hundred and something or another, and we're just gonna go with that because I don't have time to keep up with it. So that's why we're here. And you know, a lot of y'all think about we climbing up in the deer stands and using climbers, and we got everybody using saddles nowadays. And you think about hanging off the side of a tree being kind of risky, but the guy I got on this podcast today, Mr. Cooper Davis, he made a living off of a little bit more risky business. He jumped on, uh, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pounds of pissed off steak, as I've heard in the old movie 8 Seconds. So, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Yeah, I made my living the tough way, and yeah, I wouldn't have changed anything though.
I heard that, man. I heard that, and we'll jump into that in a minute. But the you and I we followed each other on social media for a minute now, and I kind of keep up with you. And you're not afraid to go out and get in the woods a little bit either.
No, sir, man. I always told everybody I rode bulls so I could afford to hunt, and man, that's the way it's been. That's something my dad's always had me in, and have loved it from the time I was a little kid.
Gotcha, man. That's awesome. And that's one thing I did want to hit on is growing up, I don't and I'm sorry I don't know a ton of your life story, and that's kind of why we're here today. We get to know each other a little bit better. But what was it like growing up? Like what were you 12, 15 years old? What was going through Cooper Davis back then?
Man, like back then, I watched PBR on TV, and I had a hard time talking my parents into let me ride bulls. They were like, "That's too dangerous." So they bought all the horses, and we roped and did all that. And finally, my sister married a guy when I was about 13, and talked my parents into let me ride bulls, and kind of the rest is history with that. But yeah, I mean, from an early age, I think I shot my first deer at 5. My dad had me in the woods and squirrel hunting and whatever. And that's just like that's always been something I've loved to do, and now my kids the same way.
That's awesome, man. And that's like you said. I mean, you got lucky to do something you loved for a living, and then it made you be able to do something you loved as well. Not necessarily for a living, but it made you be able to afford to do it more, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
That's what it's about. Going back to on the bull riding side of things, when did you kind of realize like, hey, I might be pretty good at this thing. Like I kind of got a little gift here, and I want to see how far we can go with it.
Yeah, so my dad, like, there's two ways to go about it. Like, you can go the easy route and you kind of build your way up, or you can dive head first. And that's kind of what I did. We went to Lufkin Ranch and Rodeo, and they had some bulls that were good enough to go to the PBR at that time. And my dad was like, "Okay, well, if you're gonna do it, we're gonna jump in and see how tough it is." And I think what he thought was he was gonna get me on there and crack my egg pretty quick, and we'd go back to doing something else. But I got slammed hard a couple of times, and for some reason I loved it. I was like, man, here we go. It got my blood pumping. And by the time I was about 15 or 16, they had a bull named Skyhawk. He had been to the finals, and Chris Shivers had been like 88 or 89 on him. And I drew him at an open bull riding. And I remember going and asking the guy, the stock contractor, David, I said, "What is L527?" And he told me that my eyes got like this big around. I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like, I got done watching him on TV. And man, I ended up riding that bull for like 90 points that night. And I was like, okay, like I can do this. And man, that just kind of fueled the fire.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. What what's a bigger adrenaline rush, riding that bull or kind of drawing back on a whitetail?
It's a deer all the time, every
Really?
time.
That's awesome.
Like on the back of the chutes, I was always like yawning and pretty calm about it. But yeah, that deer walks out, mine goes everywhere.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, that's what, a lot of guys, been lucky to have a bunch of people on the podcast and stuff, and I've met a bunch of people in different industries and stuff. And it's almost like, me being in the outdoor industry, I kind of like, man, it would have been cool, to ride a bull. I mean, I would have probably been horrible at it. It's way too big, probably number one. But, run across, different, singers and ball players and things like that, people that, have been real successful and stuff that we all, as, our society look up to and go, man, that'd be a pretty good, cool job. But the ones that I know that like to hunt, they're more like, yeah, I just do this because I really want to be able to go hunting a lot more and do that. And that to me, that's just awesome. That like at our core roots, we're all just the same with that love to hunt. It doesn't matter what we do.
Yes, sir. No, I mean that is cool. I mean the people you run across, there seems to be that commonality there that man, more times than not, the deer win the heart competition.
Yeah, I guess when you jump on that bull, at least you got to hold him for a little while. That deer, when you see him, that don't mean anything. You just got to see him.
That's it. And that's exactly right.
That's funny. Um, Before we jump too deep in the hunting side, you won a world championship. What was that like?
And it was a dream come true. In 2015, or back it up to 2013, I made the NFR. Rodeoed a full year with my brother-in-law, and that was great. But growing up, all I ever wanted to do was go to the PBR. Like that was the best bulls, the best riders. That's what my heart was set on. And 2015, I showed up, and I wasn't very good. I realized right then that competition is a little bit different. The bulls are a little bit different, and anyway, one of my heroes, Cody Lambert, looked at me and he's like, "Man, you're a little heavy," and that hurt. I was like, "Well, dude, what do I do?" So I dropped about 30 pounds, and I ended up winning the finals that year, and gave me a ton of confidence going into 2016. And yeah, that whole year was just up and down. I broke my collarbone in September. I was like, man, my season's over. I was able to come back 2 weeks later. Tandy Freeman did a good job fixing my collarbone, putting a plate and screws in it. And man, that was the best I ever rode. Like I was too scared to mess up and uh, mess up my collarbone, and I wasn't worried about the riding. And yeah, I mean, it was myself, JB Mooney, and Kaique Pacheco going at it that year, and I was third. And I just remember waking up that Sunday morning thinking like, man, it's like I'm gonna win. Like there's no other way about it. I'm gonna win. I got this feeling, and just rolled on with it. And it just like it was a kind of pinch yourself moment when it happened. And yeah, I mean it's bull riding has been great to me. I've got a career after it still with the PBR. So yeah, I mean it's been the best deal.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And that's the thing, I mean, and I really the only thing I can relate to on that is just on the hunting side. And there's just days, you wake up and you get out there and you're like, it's gonna happen today. You just got that feeling like the weather's right, or that deer's just been showing up too much, and today it's gonna come together. And when you're out there, it's like it's a confidence thing, and I thoroughly believe the more confident anything you do, when you get out there and you're confident and you're set up, you're confident what you're gonna do, that it works out that way. And I can't explain that. And when you, like you said, when you kind of just tune out all the rest of the world, so to speak, and you just kind of focus on what you're doing, and I mean that translates to a lot of stuff in life. But I don't know, something about being out there in the woods, it's like, man, like I feel it. Like I know that guy's coming today. Like it's
Yes,
gonna
sir.
happen.
Yeah. No,
So
it's the best feeling in the world.
um, so we're, gosh darn it, I messed my phone up here. Um, Kicking in on the hunting side. What I probably already know the answer to this, but what's your favorite? What's your favorite animal to hunt?
Whitetail all
Yeah.
day, every day.
Well, and the part of the world you're in too, there's a lot of them, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been like where I grew up in Southeast Texas, so there wasn't the hunt was hard. Like I remember going with my grandpa, and if you seen a deer that day, that was a pretty good day.
Hmm.
And we sit out there many days from daylight to dark, and might have seen one or two deer.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the thing. What people don't realize when you hear of Texas, what first thing that people pops in most everybody's mind is South Texas.
Yep.
Mesquite flats and deer everywhere. And I've been lucky enough too to hunt literally all over Texas. I mean, I've hunted it north, south, east, and west. And East Texas, I remember the first time I hunted East Texas, we were just a little ways north of Houston. And we leave, here in Georgia, we drive out there and we get there, it's pitch black dark, and we get up the next morning and go out there, and the guy takes us, we get in this blind. I'm like, man, this don't look like Texas in my brain here, and then it gets daylight and I think, dude, we're still in Georgia. There's pine trees and oak bottoms. I mean, there's like a Mississippi River bottom mixed with Georgia pines over there. And I'm like, I drove all the way out here to hunt just what looks like at home. But I mean, we had a great time. We killed some deer, but you just got these mental perceptions. And then, of course, I got lucky enough to go to South Texas a bunch now. And I mean, that's one of the funnest places. That's like the biggest redneck playground there is to me is just get down there because there's plenty of stuff to shoot at.
No, yeah. No, I love South Texas. As I grew up and kind of started making my own money, that's South Texas. I love to go hunt down there. And and then I started going across the border to Mexico, and I love it over there.
Yeah.
Just beer, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
cool.
What the thing about what people, Mexico's Mexico now. Whether you know good, bad, or ugly, you got to get there and get back and be safe and all that stuff. But what people don't realize too is like they have absolutely giant deer. Like the whitetails are huge, and mule deer are unbelievable in Mexico down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm going to Sonora this December on the first mule deer hunt, so
Oh
uh,
wow.
I'm excited about that.
Yes, sir. That'll be good. That'll be a good time. And speaking of mule deer, well, a lot of people don't realize Texas has got some pretty good mule deer too.
Oh
And
yeah,
I've hunted them out. We hunt this one ranch just south of Amarillo, up at the Palo Duro Canyon up there that it runs up. I'm sure you've probably been around that area a few times. And I've actually like the biggest mule deer I ever killed was actually in that canyon area right there. And people don't think about mule deer in North Texas, but there's a bunch of them. There's some good ones
right.
too.
Yeah. That's some good area up there, and elk, man. Like
Mhm.
Texas is overlooked in that as an elk hunting state, but there are some giants that come out of that alpine area.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. And what people don't realize too in Texas, elk's not like it doesn't they don't have a elk season. It's just considered a invasive species, I guess. And you can hunt it year round. You see elk, you can kill it, which, you know, within reason, of course, licenses and all that fun stuff. But I've killed one elk in Texas. I was out there on an all dad hunt and it was in September. And man, these elk on this ranch next to us were just screaming, and I was hearing. I was like, I mean, I wasn't thinking about elk. I'm out there all day hunting, and man, these elk were screaming. And the guy I'm hunting with, I'm like, man, what's up with this ranch next? Because we were literally hunting on the fence line, watching over in this canyon, and these elk were bugling. He said, yeah, man, we can hunt that ranch too. And I said, can I call an audible here, and we're gonna punt on this all day. Let's go over here and try to kill the elk. And sure enough, next morning, I mean, he wasn't a giant bull, but it was. He came in screaming, and I'm just thinking nobody thinks of this in Texas, you know. But it's
A little bit of everything.
that's right. I would tell everybody like if I wasn't tied to Georgia with family and everything so much as I am, I'd probably live out there because you can hunt something every day. Like you just almost like you could get a deck of cards with 52 different species because there's probably that many to hunt in Texas. Just draw a card like what are we gonna hunt today? Well, it's gonna
You hunted
shoot.
an axis deer yet?
Oh yeah, I've gotten I think three or four axis bucks.
Yeah, them things are fun to hunt, and they, man, for table fare, pretty tough to beat too.
I agree with you there. That's one of my top five probably meats out there. And
Yes.
have you bow hunted them?
Oh yeah, man, they're
That's
smart.
that's like hunting a whitetail on crack, dude.
Yeah.
The first one I killed with my bow, and it might have been the only one I've killed with a bow.
Hmm.
But I was down in actually there's a place in South Florida down there. It used to be called the Brady Ranch. It doesn't exist anymore. But they had the largest axis herd in North America at one time. And I'm telling on my age, this was probably like 2008, 2010, somewhere in there. And we were down there, and I remember putting a climbing stand in a palm tree and climbing up there with my bow in June when they're rutting down there and screaming. And I bet we saw two or three hundred of those things every afternoon. They would just flood out in these pastures, and trying to get drawn back with that many eyeballs out there, them things. I was like, this is never gonna work.
They're way too smart. And first time I ever heard one bark or whatever you want to call it, like that
Yep.
was, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
It's,
I'm with you.
yes,
They're
sir.
but like you said, that like I would say as far as um, I know they're not native to North America, but they're probably one of the toughest animals that we've got available up here to bow hunt. I
Yes,
would
sir.
say that.
They're smart.
Speaking of that, I guess would you rather bow hunt or gun hunt?
Bow hunt. Yeah, man. I don't think I hadn't hunted with a gun in probably 10 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
something about the stick and string that gets me going.
Yeah, no, I get that, man. I got into the long range shooting stuff
Mhm.
in the last several years, and that's pretty fun to me. I would put that up there with just because of the skill set, like bow hunting, you got to have the skill set to make it happen. But you know, I'm not gonna say, man, I don't know. I've got the ability done. I'm trained enough for it, but to shoot a deer at 1,000 yards, I think. I mean, I would like to do that one day. I haven't done it yet. I think my longest shot's right around 500, but to do that would to me, I mean, that's like you got a lot of things that can go wrong, which
Yeah.
that's also why you don't kind of want to lean on it too much. Is like there's a lot that can go wrong, especially if you got a big buck standing out there. But the whole reason I like it is because if it's I'm out west hunting or something like that, and it's the last day, and I got 30 minutes left, and I know my gun can do it, and I know I can do it, then we'll send one out there and see what happens.
Yeah. No, I love to shoot, man. I just bought a 7 millimeter backcountry last year. He's like, I'm gonna gun hunt some, and I didn't do it.
Well, that's the thing too, especially with a bow. Like down here, we've got a lot of does, and we need to do doe thinning every year. And to me, I mean, I don't really want to shoot a doe with my gun out there at 100 yards. I mean, it's nothing, I'm not knocking it if somebody wants to do that, but that's just I'd rather let me just get her up here and shoot her with my bow, or I'll shoot her at 400 or something to make it more challenging because
Oh
you
yeah.
know. And a big buck now, I don't care. I just do whatever I got to do there because down here, man, we got some good deer, but it's like some of these deer we've got you're going to see once in their whole life, and you either got to make it happen or that's it.
Yeah, I would imagine Georgia being a little bit like East Texas. Like you see one, you better whatever you got, you better make it happen.
Yeah, well, like I said, we've got a lot of deer, and we do see a lot of deer, and we got a lot of bucks. But when you get those deer, by the time down here, when they get to 4 or 5 years old, like they're pretty slick. They know what's up. They've been around the block a few times. They've heard us come and go, and you got to get them on their terms because they're not going to do it on your terms. That's what I've learned a lot and kind
Yes,
of
sir.
narrow it down. So, um, what's the biggest buck you ever killed?
Man, I shot a deer in Kansas. I think it was 182, and it was
Nice.
the last day, and I just was up there hunting with buddies of mine, and man, we had went all over their farms and where the big deer were supposed to be at, and they were like, man, just go in the back behind the house in the morning, and before you leave, and see what you see. And I could hear the donkeys in the morning, kids getting ready for school. I was like, man, we're not gonna see anything. And man, lo and behold, this giant walks out, and I was like, holy smokes! And yeah, it's 180-inch, just Kansas brute, and I was like, that was one of the most proud moments of hunting I've ever had. Just your expectations were low, and everything just came together.
That's wild, man. And that's the thing and I love hunting in Kansas. I've been lucky to shoot a few deer out there, but there's two places that I get nervous when I hunt. And I mean not I mean nervous is more like you're just anxious of the unknown. It's
Mhm.
Kansas and Iowa because
Yeah,
you never know what's going to walk out. Like those two states are just you're sitting here got a creek drain of cedar thicket, CRP or whatever. There's no telling that what might stand up or come down through that wood line, and that's what makes it fun to me. And Kansas is one of those states I've seen some absolute giants out there. Most of the time I'm bow hunting and they're chasing does during the rut, and I'm like, well, that was cool. I got to see a booner, but I don't. I may not ever see him again, but he came by, and so.
yeah.
But I
That'll
don't.
be my points in for Iowa, and I've never hunted there yet, but that is one on the bucket list.
That's been my nemesis state, is what I call it. Like I have the best, like the worst best luck, I guess is the way to put it, because I've hunted Iowa uh three times, drawn three tags, and I've killed three deer. But it's been like the most unconventional, and even just I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, we don't have enough time on this podcast. We have to share camp one day. I say, all right, here I'll give you my Iowa saga story. It's terrible, but I've killed deer there. But it's just been one of them. Be like, when you look at the deer, you go, man, that's an Iowa deer. And I'm like, yeah, let me just tell you what happened. From you know having to rush bow shots on a hunt that was you know that was probably the best deer I was going to get a shot at. But when I learned all the setups, to me and the cameraman getting sideways a little bit, not like mad at each other, but just the whole dysfunctional story of that, killing the deer that through the timber that we weren't on the same page. And then the last one was I shot one and then like I thought I made a great shot and it didn't kill the deer, and then the neighbors find him 2 weeks later. I mean, I still got the deer, but it's like, come on, man. I just want one of those fairy tale Iowa stories, right?
I wanted to.
Yeah. So anyway, when you draw your Iowa tag, hopefully yours will go way better than. I mean, I know I got buddies that go up there every couple of years, draw gun tags, and then every what's it now about 5 years to get a bow tag, I think. And I
Yep.
mean, it's worth it though, man. Like it's definitely worth it. So
Yep. Well, I'm looking forward to.
yes, sir. Um, man, these so I use Chat GPT a lot just to get my brain going and ideas, and the questions that it comes up with on stuff for me to ask people just kind of makes me scratch my head. Who's the best hunter in the PBR? I'm thinking like we're talking about a bunch of guys, from all over the country, but they're a bunch of rednecks like us, and probably most of them do hunt, right?
There's a few of them that hunt, but not as many as you'd think.
Really?
Like, yeah, Luke Snyder and Justin McBride, like they hunted back in the day, but right now, like I'm trying to get some guys out and get them in the woods, and um, like right now, I guess I'd be the best, but I'm
You're
the one that does it the most. So Uh,
Gotcha. I would
yeah.
never thought that, man. I thought, these bunch of guys growing up on ranches and stuff like that, or living on, that life. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just, I'm making assumptions. I'm sorry, guys. Anybody listen? I'm sorry.
I'll tell you who loves it though. That's Jerome Davis.
Okay.
He went on a hunt last year after the finals were over, and that was probably the most fun deer camp I've ever been in. Just listening to the old stories that he had, and
Mhm.
he shot a good deer. Got excited about it, man. That was a ton of fun.
That was awesome. That's awesome, man. Um, I apologize, dude. Like these questions, I go like, you really want me to ask these stupid things? Like they don't even make sense. Let's
I
talk
got
about AI for a second. Listen, how's AI ruining the world for you?
man. I'm not a fan of it. Like I don't know what I'm looking at if it's real or AI half the time, and
I know, man.
I don't know.
It's
It's going too
crazy.
far.
I got up really early this morning before I came back to the office. One because it's 100 degrees a day, and I need to cut the yard. And right here where I'm at, I'm on our house, and our little bit of land here. I mean, we got I don't know. I cut like 4 or 5 acres. So, but I'm out there riding. And I'm like, man, the one thing I wish AI could do is cut this grass for me. Like that would be awesome to get out here and get after it and
Give it a couple years, they'll have something for you.
well, they got these daggum, we got the little, my wife's got one, and this is, I'm here in my office, but my house is right over here. My wife's in there, and she's got the little vacuum cleaner that can program, and it goes to every inch of the house and around. It knows where all the furniture is. I mean, it's way smarter than I am.
Yeah.
And then, I'm like, well, I just need one of them for the yard. And they probably have them. They're probably like 20 grand or something crazy that, I could buy three zero turns for.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them to have it out there.
I mean, actually, I'm afraid to say that I do think they have that. Yeah, I don't know. If they would, I need the AI to go fill up my deer feeders for me now we're on to something.
Now you're on to it.
Take
If
me
you
about
find that.
yeah, get me out of that 100 degrees out there dumping feed sacks and gravity troughs and stuff like that. But um, so going back, just doing my little bit of my homework that I did. You went to Africa not terribly long ago, right?
Yeah, we went year before last. Myself, my son, and a couple buddies of mine, and that was a lot of fun. And I've
What
gone 3 times now.
gotcha. What's been your favorite thing to hunt over there?
And Impala, of all things,
Okay.
it's just kind of got that little whitetail smartness to it, and I would say an Impala, but a kudu, that's always fun to hunt.
Right.
And uh, I shot a Cape Buffalo with a bow
Wow.
3 or 4 years ago, and that was pretty tough. Like, them things are a little intimidating.
And that's one of those too. You got to go in there with a little bit of a uneasy feeling too. Them things
You
are they don't call
don't
them
know
black
what's
death for nothing.
Yeah, they are smart too. Like I don't know, when tracking them, like they'd go and they would circle you just about, and when you thought you had the wind and everything just right. I mean, it's like a scary white-tailed deer in a sense. Like they're pretty smart.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that's one thing. And everybody that I've had on this podcast, we've talked about Africa that they went. I've never gone, and they're
Yeah.
just like, you're an idiot. You got to go. You got to go. You got to go.
You got to
But
go at least once, and then you'll probably go back again and again and again.
well, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. Kind of like me when I started turkey hunting. Everybody's like, you start turkey hunting in the spring, you won't want to do anything else. And see this guy over here, whatever on my screen there. Yeah, there. He watches me all the time.
I tried to turkey hunt for the first time this year, and I'll throw my hands in there and say, hey, I'm not very good at it
Oh,
yet.
come on, man.
I'm
Come
going
on.
to get it,
Come on.
but I had no idea what I was doing.
All right, we need to go then.
Yeah,
We
let's
need
do
to
it.
go. We'll
And
do
I
it.
got plenty of turkeys in Oklahoma, so if you want to come to Oklahoma, we can make that happen. You just
Well,
got to show me how to kill them.
we'll do it. I love it. I mean, especially in the springtime. I don't know. Everybody asks me all the time, like, what's your favorite to hunt? Is it deer, turkeys, elk, whatever? And I'm like, it depends on what time of the year it is. In
Mm.
the spring, deer are not on my mind at all. Like, I mean, I'm going to do my management side of things in my springtime, but like, I just want to shoot turkeys in the face. Like, I don't know what it is. It's something about when they commit and they come in and they're strutting and they want to come in there and I use decoys. And for all the haters out there, I do not care. I'm going to use them because there's fun and they run in there and beat those things up. And I'm just like, all right, I'm going to shoot you in the face now. Thank you for participating.
I ain't got nothing against that. I'll put corn out too, so heck, it is what it is.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and you being in Oklahoma and Texas, those states and Kansas.
Mm.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's tons of states that we can hover bait. And man, we catch crap all the time for it in what I do. I mean, if I post a video of me shooting a deer in a corn pile, they're going to get pissed, but I don't care. It's wherever I'm doing that at, it's legal. But I mean, what people don't realize is we're not shooting everything that walks out to eat. We're just using it as a management tool. But um, I don't know. Here in Georgia, it changed the game a lot for us because we couldn't hunt over bait until about, and it's probably been 10 years ago, something like that. Maybe a little bit longer. It's probably been a little longer than that, but for a long time, it had to be 200 yards and out of sight. So I could go put a corn pile in a timber block, and as long as I couldn't see it and I was 200 yards away, I could shoot the deer walking to it. Makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense, right? I mean, the same deer is going to do that as the one, no matter where you're at, the deer's going to do what it's going to do. But anyway, they finally got smart and said, okay, y'all can just dump it out and go. But we did get this thing called CWD discovered here in Georgia
goodness.
last year. And but one thing I will say about the state of Georgia, they just been like, hey, we're just gonna track it. And
Mhm.
then there's two or three deer that I last heard it. They've tested it, had it, but that's it. So we're not gonna go down the CWD wormhole unless you want to, but it's a crock of
I
crap.
wish that's the approach Texas would have took with it, but heck, it's completely the opposite. But yeah, it's a rabbit hole that
Hmm.
I don't believe too much in.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've talked to guys that are deer breeders before about it, and what for everybody out there listening, CWD is chronic wasting disease, and that's a disease that deer get from feed, from contact with other deer. I mean, deer just doing deer stuff. It's inevitable, but it's in our soil. It's in here. It's never going to go away. It's always been here since they brought sheep over here from wherever they brought sheep from. It's in the sheep poop. It's gotten in the ground. It's everything that eats that grass that grows where that sheep poop was is going to get some kind of transmissionable disease out of that. And doesn't mean they're going to die from it. Just mean they might have it. Cows the same way. And here we are. It's never going to go away. Nothing we can do about it. But it's not out there wiping out deer herds. EHD is way worse. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if, from my knowledge, there's never been a deer that has died from CWD. Now, there's been deer that have been killed that have been tested with CWD,
mhm,
but that they died from an arrow or a car or whatever after they
yeah,
were tested, but or before they were tested. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things that um, Mother Nature don't play, dude. I mean, it's simple as that. Like she knows what she's doing. The earth knows what it's doing with the animals, and we're just here.
Yeah.
We think we can control things and play God, but man, that's the biggest false hope that any of us could ever have.
Yep,
Just
for
do that.
sure.
So, well, how's life now that you're kind of well, obviously you're retired now. So,
Mhm.
how was that transition? I know you probably wasn't like if anybody else that retires from something they really like to do, you kind of all right, it's time to go, but at the same time, you're gonna miss that, right?
Man, it's weird. Like I don't really miss it, but like the way that I set kind of the back end of my career up is like it was all based off goals. And like once I achieved what I wanted to achieve, then like that was the time to be done because
Mm-hmm.
you're really stingy in the sport. And you can let kind of greed get in the way and you might not be able to walk away from it someday. So uh, I set the goal that once we won a team championship, that I was gone. Like I was done. That was my career. I was in it on top. And that's just kind of the way it all played out. 25 Carolina, the team I was riding for, I work for now, but we won the team's championship, and I was like, okay, well, that's career's over. I'm going to step into a new role. We're going to do something new, and wife and kid don't have to worry about it anymore. So it was, I'm proud of the career I had. I don't have that feeling of wanting to go get on. Like I just feel like my career is what it is.
I got you. I got you. And I get that, man. I mean, it's you know, watch just not bull riding specifically, but just any sport when we've been around and you're watching, baseball, football, whatever, and you see guys, and I mean, great, the best in the game. The top guys like Michael Jordan. Like growing up, I loved MJ watching him play. But you could tell at the end of his career, man, it was kind of like, all right, he left and then he came back, and it was kind of like, all right, man, you're still Michael Jordan. You still can go out there and score points, but it's not the same, right? And what you said, man, I appreciate that because when you checked all the boxes and said, hey, man, I've met all my goals. I don't have nothing else to prove to nobody, and even myself. And just go ahead, just relax, man. You worked hard to get there, so now have fun doing other stuff. Because what's next though? What's on the next chapter?
Yeah, so I do the broadcast for the UTB, the individual season for PBR. I do that half the year, and then I'm always working for Carolina, assistant general manager now. So I'm kind of I worked on replacing me and trying to set up the best team again so we could repeat it. But um, that to me like is more exciting because I feel like I've got you know 5 kids riding out there right now.
Hmm.
Like I've got these guys that have been placed on the team, and I've got full faith in, and just watching them ride, like that's how I get my excitement. Now I still get to be around the sport. I still get to get that feel. But yeah, it's just I love what I'm doing now for sure.
And does that do you feel like now you're going to be more maybe even more anxious than when you're riding, like watching it? It's like
Definitely.
now.
Yeah, I get that more I don't know, more of an adrenaline rush now watching them because before, like I said, I'd be on the back of the chutes and uh one of our coaches at the time, like I was yawning, he was like, "Hey, like you got to wake up." I was like, "No, this is just me. Like I don't really get too amped up about it."
Hmm.
And it's different strokes for different folks, I guess. But like me, I always just wanted to be calm and be able to move. And it's a sport that you don't really use your brain a whole lot, especially if you're on the pole.
Well, I mean, you got to have some skill and some smarts to you to execute. But yeah, it doesn't sound like most people probably don't give you a lot of credit for having a lot of sense doing that, right?
It's just a reaction sport. I mean, the more you think about it, the more you get in your own way. So I
Yeah.
just always try to avoid that, let that happen.
Gotcha, gotcha. No, that makes sense, man. And I mean, I've watched bull riding forever, and just rodeo stuff. I mean, we don't. It's not huge here in Georgia, and I actually went to the PBR team event in what was that? I guess it was
Duluth.
February. We went down to Tallahassee.
Yeah, yeah.
Was
That
down
was
there.
fun.
Was
Yeah.
that?
I said there was one in Duluth, but the one in Tallahassee, that was a fun one.
Yeah, yeah, we went to the first night of that one, and that's the first team event I'd ever been to. Man, that was pretty awesome to watch. I mean, and my buddy Brantley Gilbert, he owns a bull or two in that thing now, and so he's texting me the whole time like, "Hey man, just tell me what my bull does." I'm like, "Dude, I'm trying to watch these guys." So
Yeah.
I was like, and that's all he was worried about. He's like, "Oh, he's gonna do good on the next round." I'm like, "Come on, man." But but yeah, that was an event, man. That was I didn't realize, you know, I didn't realize what all went into it when you got onto that level with it, and that was pretty cool. Like it just the show itself, and everybody being there, the energy from the crowd, and being at FSU Stadium. I've been to a football game there before, but seeing that place get packed with people, and then we had, I think John Party played afterward. Man, like that's what it was, a big party afterwards, man. All the bull riders went down there and watched him, and that was pretty cool, man. I definitely want to do that again.
Yeah, and probably my last 10 to 15 years of doing all this, like that event right there, that Tallahassee, the one they just did in Colorado, like these events just continue to get better and like it's turning into to not just a bull ride now, but like having John Party go or
Hmm.
like Parker McCollum's owning bulls now and like the people that are getting involved are growing the sport and it's making it something that I never dreamed it would become. So it's cool to see the growth of the PBR for sure.
Yeah, man. And that's just in general seeing people from all walks of life doing different stuff, and getting entertainers and singers and athletes involved in hunting and the
Yeah.
different genres of stuff, man. And like you said, I think the PBR side, it's got to be growing as fast as it has in a long time right now. Just being able to put those events on like that, and getting those guys out there, and I don't know, man. It's just something cool to, from down here again. Like I said, we didn't grow up, not saying there's no rodeo in Georgia, but there is, but it's not big. Like right now, there's a lot of the females around here, especially younger ones. I mean, they're into barrel racing in this area like crazy. I know that thing seems like it's growing, beyond the landscape that it used to be on these young ladies getting out there and getting after it all over the country. So pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I feel like, man, maybe since COVID, just like the whole Western lifestyle is just taking over, and just having those, the sport's got Christian values, like that's just what it is, like and that's never going away in the sport, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
Hmm.
So when they do come, like it's just like I think eye-opening in the way that like we still, pray before the event, like
Yeah.
it's just what the sport is, and we're never going to apologize for who we are.
That's right, man. And I think that's awesome. And that's there's a lot of light going in a lot of different directions right now, especially with Christianity and religion being, and I'm not a big I'm an advocate of social media because of what I do, because it allows us to reach a bunch of people. But it's also I despise social media because of the conflict that it causes between people. And people, there's people that you probably some of your posts or whatever. You've had people that they comment on there, but they would never say that to your face. Like there's no way. And if they do, they'd probably have a bad day, right?
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm a fan of uh, getting to see big deer on social media and
Mhm.
whatever, but I don't like the whole controversy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. No matter if you think you've ever done anything right, post it on social media and everybody will tell you how wrong it is. Doesn't matter what it is,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
when it come to hunting. Everybody's an expert that's ever shot a deer or shot at a deer, and they will definitely tell you what you do wrong. So
You learn a whole lot about whatever it is when it comes to hunting on social media.
there ain't no doubt, man. And that's the thing. I guess from an overall standpoint, people are just they're critical by nature and they want to see people fail. But um, I don't know. It's just one of those where I learned to embrace the hate, and it took me a minute because I was one of them like, man, I mean, y'all just watch this video, like everything's right, like everything's legal, everything's da da da, but still hate it. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Like that doesn't matter to me. Just feel like somebody watching you ride a bull and say, "Oh man, your hand was in the wrong spot, and you won the world championship on that ride." I mean, who cares?
It's just like saying that they tie their testicles up or this or that in
Yeah.
bull riding. Like, that's not the truth. Like, I really would love to just take the people that aren't knowledgeable and bring them around to like really, inform them of
Hmm.
what the sport is or, how well the animals are taken care of. Like, there's a lot that goes into it that everybody doesn't get to see. And I don't expect everybody to love it, but wouldn't mind taking the time to inform them of the actual facts of it.
Right. And you think, I mean, especially the bulls you guys ride. I mean, these aren't like they just went down to the stockyard and picked out a bull and said, "Okay, we're going to ride this thing," right? I mean, these are very expensive animals that they live a life of luxury better than most people for the most
I
part.
mean, these bulls eat before the stock contractors do. I mean, there's a generation after generation of bucking bulls that are bred in their bloodline. I mean, it's like any show dog or whatever. Like this is what they're born to do, and if they didn't love it, they wouldn't be as good as what they are. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I mean, to me, it's cool to see just how good the bulls have gotten and continue to grow and get better too. Like these bulls they're athletes.
Mhm.
It's 50-50. If we don't have them, then there is no show.
That's right. That's right. That's why the bulls get a score too, y'all. That's part of the ride.
You know,
Um,
the hardest part of bull riding for me was about September to November because I'd be in the locker room checking my cell cameras. Like, and you could probably look back at my stats. Like my stats would probably go down about that time because I was more worried about what was showing up on a trail camera than what was, the bull I was riding that night.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's been that's me every day. I wake up every morning. And I will say this, I've gotten better about it, y'all, because I've talked about this in the past on one of my podcasts. I'll get up in the morning, I do read my daily scripture, then I look at trail camera pictures. Like I kind of got my priorities dialing back in the right direction, just saying, just throwing that out there.
There you
Oh
go.
man. Um, so you got some bucks picked out. You got some good ones showing up this year.
I've been hunting the same deer for 3 years. Like I don't know. It's one deer in Oklahoma. Last year, I woke up about 2 o'clock in the morning, checked my trail camera, and he was about, I don't know, half a mile from where I thought he was going to be the next morning. And I got up right then, went and jumped in my tree stand, and I checked my camera about 8 o'clock that morning. He was 3 miles away. Like,
Oh gosh.
and I think the whole county's hunting the deer and whatever. Like, we call him Loki, but this deer is just big, smart. He's got age, and he just travels a creek system like there is no, uh,
Hmm.
like it's his highway. And that deer, he's liable to be 3 miles away when you're hunting him. What do you
Yeah.
think?
It's funny up there, man, because I've hunted southwest Oklahoma a little bit for deer, and then I've hunted Atoka. I hunted there. Did I say that right? Atoka.
I
I
think
hunted.
you're lying about it, Oklahoma names because I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
hey, we
That's
get.
one.
I'm gonna say we're getting all these Indian stuff, and I'm terrible, but I killed a first Oklahoma deer there with my bow, years ago now, and man, it's just I realized too, I hunted that place, I hunted another place, and then I hunted right across in the North Texas up there, like Wellington area, right in there. And it is crazy how far deer travel in that. I mean, like you said, it takes one little creek system, and that those deer move so far, because a lot of that's cattle ranches and there's some agriculture up there and stuff, but there's not like it's not like here in Georgia where you got 100,000 acres of trees. So
Yeah,
these deer are like, man, they're kind of like nomads. They make like big circles, is what I kind of learned. You think that kind of correlates?
I think so, man. They're smart. Like I got that creek system that just wind winds everywhere. And
Mhm.
it's taken me kind of 2 years to feel like I might have a chance at being able to get him this year. But um, it's gonna probably be either getting in there on his core area as soon as seasons open up or getting lucky during the rut. And last year I watched him in the rut a little bit and I'm just gonna have to hunker down, I think, right there and to give myself a chance.
Mhm. Yeah, so have you seen him like in daylight before?
Seen him in the daylight. He was about 400 yards away, and like I got to where I was like, okay, well, kind of easing in on him a little bit, and
Mhm.
that deer's just he's got my number.
There's always one like that, dude. There's always one like that. I don't have this year. We've got a lot of bucks, but I tell you right now, if you want to come kill 120, 130 inch 8 point, I'm your guy. Like I can put you on them, buddy, because they're like around every pine tree on our land. It seems like, and but it's almost like when you find one of those big deer that for Georgia, a 50, 60s deer is that's a pretty big deer in our part of the world. Now, don't get me wrong, like there's some other parts that's big 70s, 200s. I mean, there's some really big deer and but it's just one of those things, like you said. I mean, by the time they get that big, they're just so daggum smart, and they know the game, they know the routine, they know your routine, they know everything. I mean, you got to think they walk these places every day. They know every daggum tree. It seems like.
Oh yeah, and like this isn't the biggest deer I got on camera, but it's just he's the oldest one I got on camera, and like I'm real big on just getting fixated on one, and like that's the deer I'm gonna hunt this year, and if it
Mhm.
works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's making me a better hunter. Like
Mhm.
guy that hunted South Texas all the time, like you had a good idea of what deer were coming where,
Yep.
and like I'm having to actually get out there and kind of set some plans up. I fail sometimes, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But um, I don't know. I'm just enjoying the process of it and try not to get too fixated on filling a tag or not. Like it's hunting, and I think that's something that helped me as a kid growing up hunting the way I did. Like it wasn't all about going and filling a tag. Like I enjoyed doing it with my grandpa and family and stuff. So uh, I think that's I don't know. That's where I get my excitement out of it as much as filling a tag.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, man. And don't get me wrong, man. You can see some of my deer on the wall behind me. And I mean, I've been blessed to go places when I was started all this, my whole backwoods life journey at 25 years old. There's no way you would ever told me I'd be able to go to places and do the things and see the things and all that. And but
Yeah.
it's like now I'm at that point where I just want to. I don't mind. I still go hunt with a couple outfitter buddies every year, and I hunt my own land. But to me, it's more about just sharing camp with good people and having a good time now. And yeah, we hunt what we hunt, and have our target deer, if you will. And but at the end of the day, to me, it's just about meeting new people, hanging out, having a good time. If we kill a deer, that's just icing on the cake.
No, sir.
Just
No, for
the
sure.
whole hunting camp vibe.
Yeah, and like I got my boy into hunting now, or he's always hunted, but into bow hunting. He shot his first year with a bow 2 years ago at 9, and he was just a good 8 point. And
Mhm.
now, like I have to put him before me when it comes to hunting because he's got to get out there and uh, and get his opportunity first. I feel like, because heck, I've had plenty of them. So,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. It's more exciting for me to watch him hunt something than for me to go.
You probably get more shook up for him than you do
Oh
when you
yeah.
do
I
it.
just, going to watch him, like he gets the excitement I got as a kid. So like I love
Yeah.
to see
And he probably wants to shoot everything, doesn't
everything.
he?
Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
doesn't matter. Like he's got his target deer picked out, but if another one walks out, that one will work too.
Yeah. I
It's
got,
just fun.
yeah, you got to have plan B and C and D all the way, all through the process, man. You can't sit there and wait on one. You got to have options.
Yeah,
That's
no.
awesome. Um, that's I don't know. I'm trying to think back, when I first got into hunting. I mean, my goal obviously was just to shoot something, period. And then it kind of holds that whole process is you just want to shoot one to start with because that's what your goal is. Your deer hunting. You want to shoot a deer, a turkey, whatever. And then after that, you kind of like, okay, I want to kill a big buck. And then I want to, tag out and kill as many big bucks as I can. And then it kind of goes to, all right, I'm gonna hunt that one deer, and then I'm at that point now where like I really fixate on age. Like I don't care what the deer looks like, I've shot I've shot some just giant 6 points and I mean, ugly rack deer here just because I'm like, hey, that's a 5-year old deer
Yeah,
and he's a feed bill on top of that. But just having fun doing that. And I've let her sat in the stand with my wife before, and I had this is a kind of a funky 10 point comes out, and he's at least 5 years old, and I know this deer, and he comes out, and I said, hey, you can shoot that one if you want to, and she goes, I think I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna pass. I was like, let me hold that gun. She's like,
yeah,
for real? I was like, yeah, I'm fixing to shoot him. Like it's his time.
yeah. Oh man, I'm trying to get my wife into hunting too, and like she hunted a little bit when we first got together and shot a deer with a bow, and then got busy. So I think we're about to get back into that this year, and
Mhm.
like that to me, like that would be icing on the cake if I could get her hunting in the woods.
Yeah, mine. She doesn't care anything about a turkey or anything really. Um, it's just deer hunting, and but it's just one of those like the weather's got to be right, and all this stuff. Like she's not
Just to
gonna
keep
go
me
when it's
hungry.
hot.
Yeah,
Sometimes she'll get up in the morning if she really wants to kill one.
yeah.
But she just loves getting out there, and I mean, she's killed some big deer, and she's actually she's killed one deer with a bow. And I don't know, it's just kind of tough when you're shooting like, 40, 50 pounds to really, go out there and, that deer's got to be pretty daggone close for you to make a really good shot there for that
Yeah.
pounder. So,
My wife shot one of the biggest 7 points that we'd hunted for 2 or 3 years, and she was just like, "I'm gonna go hunt today," and she got lucky and shot this 7 point, it was like 135-inch 7 point. And, she was like, "Okay, well that was it." She's like, "You just did like that's an awesome deer, and we've been hunting for 3 years." Like,
mhm.
yeah, I don't know, it's beginner's luck, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I tell her all the time. So you're spoiled. And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, she sits in the stand now, and the deer walks out. Now there's a pretty nice buck walk out, several times, and she goes, I think I'll just let him go." And I'm just going, "Really? Like
Hmm.
you're just gonna let this deer walk?" Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna say anything. It's your hunt. And then most of the time I'm tagged out when I'm doing that because I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, he's fine. But then but she like her first I don't even know her first 4 or 5 deer. Like she first deer was just a nice basket rack 8 point first buck. I mean, heck, mine was a spike. So I mean, she beat me already. And then her next one's like a 10, and then her next one's a 13. And I'm just going, okay, this has got and these are all Georgia deer that are the one she killed the 13 point. This deer score, I think he's like 145, 150 inch deer, but like literally on our farm and every one of our neighbors around it was hunting that deer. Like that joker was just that was the deer, and she just goes out there and yeah, this big deer walks out and I shot him first afternoon. All right, cool. What is it? I don't know. We go over there and I'm like, oh God. It's like okay, but I don't know. My luck is not that way.
I don't either. Like I said, I've been hunting the same one for 3 years, and I'll probably be hunting him another year or two if he makes it through the season. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm good with it.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get him. You never know. Might be one of those things he just today's the day. You just wake up and felt like here comes that
Yep.
world championship. And here comes that deer. Oh man. I know we're getting close to time. All right, this is just a few just rapid fire questions for you. I already know the answer to this number one, bow or rifle.
Both.
100%. Morning or afternoon hunt? You can't say both.
Afternoon.
Okay. Why is that?
Man, I'm always worried I'm gonna go in and bump something if I can't see where I'm going, or I just always feel more confident in the evening time.
Gotcha. And I'll say this as much as of anything else. I've killed most of my big deer in the afternoon. Just throwing that out there for everybody listening. Um, I know the answer to this one already. Whitetail or turkey.
Right to
Until you go turkey hunting with
right
me now,
now.
we're gonna change it. We're gonna
That
change it
may
up.
change.
He comes in there beating up that decoy, man. You're gonna be like, well, I told you it was fun. I'll even
Yep.
let you take your bow if you want to.
Man, I'll take a shotgun on that
That good answer. Good answer. All right. What's your favorite wild game meal?
one. Ooh, Man, I'm pretty simple. It's hard to beat backstrap, beat
Yeah.
a front backstrapper on a grill one. Like I just that's about as good as it gets with some gravy.
All right, some whitetail or axis deer.
Axis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Have you
like
ever
it.
have you had zebra before,
Never had zebra.
bro? I hate to
Good?
say it, it's so good.
Really?
It's
That's
so good.
surprising.
Zebra backstrap. Oh my dude!
Who thought that?
Tell you right now, it gives axis deer a run for its money, and
I
I
have
love axis deer too. Just throwing that one out there. You ever
yeah.
get a chance?
Okay.
I ain't saying go shoot a zebra now. I'm not saying that, but I mean I wouldn't be mad if you did, especially invite me for dinner.
Yeah.
George Strait or Cody Johnson?
Oof, man.
Mm-mm.
Can you do both on that one?
I will allow that because I get that one.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Best bull rider you've ever seen.
Best bull rider I've ever seen it would be Jim Sharp.
Okay.
Back in the day, I mean, the guy just didn't hit the ground. He was as consistent as anybody there's ever been.
Gotcha, gotcha. I already know the answer to this one. We'll just rank this one 1 to 3. World championship, a giant whitetail, or 10-pound bass.
Ooh. Number one might be a giant whitetail. Two would be the world championship, and three would be a bass.
That's
I like all three though, so
yeah, I was gonna say that's a tough one, but I get it. I get it. What's one bull you'll never want to get on again?
bull named No Regrets. I think he knocked me out three times, and I picked him all every time, and just didn't. He had my number.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There were there bulls that you ran across it from time to time. You're like, man, I just don't know about this one. Like, did you ever have doubt there?
And
No.
for some reason, I thought it was a good idea all three times, and it never was. So
Yeah. But it's probably one of them too. Like, by God, he's got me too. I gonna get him on the third one at least. You know what I mean? It's
was, but yeah, I learned my lesson the third time.
like
Third time was a charm.
it's like having 3 errors and missing that deer 3 times. Going, you know what? I'm just not shooting anymore.
No.
Um. Well, last one. You got one hunt left. Period. That's all you got. Where are you gonna go? What are you hunting? And who's in hunting camp with you?
I'm gonna go to Mexico. Uh, Places in Acuna now. I'm gonna go with just, I guess, family, son, my dad, my grandpa,
There you go.
uh, wife. I mean, that sounds
Yeah.
like it came to me.
That's what it's all about, man. I mean, I couldn't answer that one better myself. Like, just pick your best spot you love to go. Take your family with you, man. There's enough people out there,
Yes,
that,
sir.
you know, but you can't replace the memories that you'll make in the woods, man. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, I appreciate it, Cooper.
Yep, I've had fun. I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. And if seriously, let's cross paths. Let's go get in the woods. We'll have a good time.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. Sounds good. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, everybody, y'all check him out on social media. That's where I watch a lot of his posts on social media, and I guess we'll be seeing you a little bit on the PBR team stuff around. Listen to you tell it like it is on TV, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you'll see it on PBR teams and UTB season. So we'll try to keep you busy.
Sounds good, buddy. I
All right.
appreciate it. Thank y'all for listening to Backwoods Life Podcast. That is a wrap.